If something in the air this week has felt urgent, restless, edgy, impulsive, it's not just you. The energy of this week is fully loaded, and today we're going to talk all about it. It is one of the most potent astrological times of the year, and we are going to talk about how to work with this energy instead of getting swept up in it. So sit tight, as today we have a full ritual episode to work with the Aries Moon and the Aries Stellium that we have going on this week and over the next coming weeks.
You're listening to The Holistic Ritual, a podcast for holistic health-minded humans seeking mind, body, spirit well-being. Hosted by Camilla Celeste, IIN holistic health coach, former personal trainer, and meditation guide. With over a decade of experience guiding transformation and whole person healing, you're invited into the practice of guided meditations, affirmation readings, and spiritual insights through a holistic wellness lens. Blending ancient wisdom with modern science, this space supports you in releasing, renewing, and reconnecting with your inner wisdom. Cultivating a sanctuary you can return to each week as your own holistic ritual. Without further ado, let's get into the episode.
Hello and welcome back. I am your host, Camilla Celeste. Wherever you are tuning in from, whenever you are tuning in, I am so glad that you are here, and I am very happy to be back in our full ritual episode today. I have so many things for you for this episode, and we have lots to get through. So I wanted to kind of just start off with how this week has been for me personally. Lots of things have kind of come to the surface and bubbled up in my own life. And as we have this Aries stellium that is happening on a collective scale, we are seeing lots of things that have unfolded and come to light during this week, during this transit. And it is likely that over the next few weeks, we will also see a lot of things that are getting exposed, coming to life, or that are taking off in an explosive way. And so for today's episode, since it is a new moon, it is a fresh start. It is a fully fresh slate. I wanted to do a ritual for us today that includes fire, a little bit of earth element, to help us all ground through this heavy, already fire intense energy. I'll do a little clearing for us. I will also do an oracle pull per usual. We'll get into some of the more nitty-gritty of the astrology that is happening currently. And then we will go into our ritual and then how to integrate it for our mind, body, and spirit, including different movement to do right now, different foods to incorporate, different herbs. And then we will seal our practice and close it out before I send you off. So before we do this oracle pull, today I am using my Talisman Oracle deck. I kind of wanted us to just take a couple deep breaths. Whatever you are doing, you can be eyes open, eyes closed, carrying on about whatever activity you are doing as you listen to this. Commuting, driving, doing your makeup, cleaning, cooking, all of the things. Continue on about what you are doing. But while you are doing whatever you do, if you will take a big deep breath in through your nose, and a big sigh out through your mouth. Another thing before we start to pull from our oracle deck, also hopefully that grounding breath really helped to center you. If you need to take a couple more deep breaths before we get into the rest of the episode, feel free to do so, as I know This energy is likely very intense. It's very loaded, and you are likely feeling it on a very individual level. I know I talked about this on Threads a little bit, how the energy of the last couple of days, Thursday and Friday, or Friday and Saturday, wherever you are, likely collectively was going to pop off. And meaning overall, things were probably going to happen that might be a little abrasive, a little confrontational, a little unexpected. But on a very individual level, it's going to affect everybody differently in the different areas that are specifically in your chart, which today I'm actually going to go over every single rising signs area of where this Aries transit and the Aries moon is affecting you specifically. I know I don't get into specifics about rising signs too often on here, but today I felt like the energy is just so crazy. I really just wanted to talk about it for everyone. So, anyway, clearing our deck. And hopefully we have a wonderful new moon message for the collective here. For this new moon, about intention setting, starting new endeavors, everything that we need to focus on over the next 30 days, the next lunar cycle. Today's card that I pulled is Courage. And this card, if we look at our deck, what I have to say about this is a time where Aries is likely asking you to have the courage to take the next step forward. Something lately has likely been nagging in the back of your mind. I need to start this. I need to do this. I need to have this conversation with someone. I need to act on this. Whatever that thing that has been nagging you lately, it's having the courage to do it. And then let's read from our guidebook. The card represents courage, will, and determination. It will be through dealing with a new set of obstacles that you will make your most significant leap forward. We learn little from times of ease. The peaceful moments of life reward us for the hard work we've done, but those easy times don't give us the opportunity to show our perseverance and strength of character. You have what it takes to see the situation through to the end. Courage evolves, and it can grow into compassion, patience, and forgiveness. Nevertheless, alongside the hard times in life, we can still see the joy and be present for all the goodness coming our way. Use this when you need extra energy to overcome hardship. Visualize the lion courageously standing still. His wounds might be raw and the times scary, but the power within gives hope for a better tomorrow. Healing blooms among thorns, and the flower's scent makes us feel relaxed and optimistic. So, yes, times are scary, not only in the States where I am at, but globally, on a global scale. We have so many things that are unfolding on the world stage, and it is not something to sugarcoat. It is very real, but we must have the courage to move forward. And we will talk about individually where this area could be coming up for you to have this courage. But going forward with this, keeping this in mind whenever I talk about the specific area where this Aries stellium, this Aries energy is going to likely be affecting you, remember to have the courage to move forward with whatever it is that needs to be done, that needs to be said, that needs to be acted upon. Now is the time. And if you remember, as I talked about in our last ritual episode, Aries is the initiator. It is the start of the astrological new year. It is the start of the zodiac. And while we are stepping into Taurus season tomorrow, the Aries energy isn't going anywhere. It's going to linger. While the sun might be moving into Taurus, we still have 6 other planets and entities that will remain in Aries. And a couple of them will remain there for years to come. So as we think about some of these things, not only over the next coming weeks, but over the larger, bigger picture, grander scale, it's going to ask us to have the courage to act on something. So, with that being said, I know our oracle reading was a little shorter today, but hopefully it lands. Hopefully it is the lens that we can move forward with in terms of what it means for all of us individually. And before I kind of go into all of the astrology and everything, I do want to light some Palo Santo incense for us, just to clear whatever residual we have left over from the last couple of months, the last couple of weeks, this past week, as it could have been a very, gosh, my chair is so squeaky. It could have been a very heightened time period this past week. So I'm just going to light us some Palo Santo incense. There we go. Just cleanse the energy, cleanse the space. And if you are just listening and not watching, know that you are being cleansed with Palo Santo. And I will set this off to the side so it's not super smoky in my face. But know that it is still here, cleansing the space, cleansing the energy for us. And then I'm going to light us a candle. As we know, Aries is fire. It is hella fire energy with 7 planets there, which I don't know if I led with that, but 7 planets is quite the stellium. So I just have my cute little beeswax candle that I made. It's got some anise star and then also some cinnamon in it for abundance, good fortune, good luck. Also, it's a warming. Cinnamon and anise star are warming, grounding spices. So adding that little grounding earth element to our fire. I also have some tiger's eye for another grounding element to this. So I will put them over here for us. Okay. So now that we have all of our elements lit, we are cleansed, We have our fire here, our grounding element to help this fire be contained so it doesn't run wild. Let's go over all of the astrology that's happening in the sky right now. I've mentioned we have an Aries stellium, and I just want to go over what a stellium is very quickly. Just a foundational explanation. So a stellium is when we have 3 or more planets cluster in the same zodiac sign. This basically just turns up the volume on everything that sign represents. So we have Aries, which is restless, impulsive. It is also driven energy. It can be kind of like sometimes childish energy, but also Aries is the motivator. It is drive. It is passion. It is all of the things that you think about when you think about fire, when you think about what the first sign, the initiator of the zodiac would be. So, with all of those elements to Aries, we have today currently 7 planets and entities, asteroids, in Aries. So we have the Sun, Moon, Mercury, Mars, Saturn, Neptune, Chiron, 7. So Saturn hasn't been in Aries since 1999. Neptune, the last time it was here, was 1875. So these are 2 slow-moving planets, as we've seen. Together, they are initiating a whole new collective era. One that has kind of been building, it's been unfolding for the last few years, for years and years. This new moon is the first major portal for this era. I'm sure you are probably thinking, what is this supposed to actually feel like? As I mentioned, whenever I opened, it is probably feeling like a restlessness that you can't fully explain, urgency to start something, to change something, to say something. Conversations just feel a little bit more charged or more abrasive than usual. And also Aries rules like the head, so your jaw could be tight, your shoulders could be up a little bit more, so make sure we bring those shoulders down. And it is a good quick check right now if your shoulders are a little tensed or a little up or towards your ears. Just try to relax them a little bit. It can feel like your mind is 3 steps ahead of your body. So your mind is going a million miles an hour and your body is trying to catch up with it. And it's also probably this weird pull between I need to move, I need to do something. I don't know where I'm going yet though. So it could feel like you are all over the place, kind of scattered. The tension of this moment is the push and pull between wanting to act, but also not having the full picture. That's the signature of this moment. It is not confusion, it is time for initiation. So this new moon specifically that we are having tonight on April 17th, when I'm recording this, you will probably be listening to this the next day. And as I have said time and time again, the energy of any lunar event, a full moon, a new moon, can always be felt. The energy of it can always be felt a few days before and a few days after. So even though it might not be the peak of the energy tomorrow, it will still be almost in full force. And this is the first new moon of the astrological new year. It is our first lunar reset of this new year. So whatever you are working on right now, it's not just the monthly beginning, it's the opening of a whole new chapter of your life. So tonight, set your intentions with the utmost care. The Aries new moon is probably the most potent new moon intention setting window as it gets, as we will have. It's the ultimate like I'm beginning energy. And also, a beautiful thing about this new moon is that in the sky, she's stationed right next to Chiron, which is our wounded healer, which means whatever you're beginning right now today has a healing element to it woven into it. So whatever you start or initiate could end up being very, very healing for you in the long run. Altogether, all this energy is really asking us to move forward, not with impulse, but to move with intention. So you could be feeling really impulsive right now, which is classic Aries energy, but to try to ground those impulses before you act on them is really what this moment is saying. And also, you probably have felt the height of the Aries intensity looking back on the few days that we just had earlier this week. I really like to utilize astrology in that way to reflect on what has actually happened already and then using astrology to validate it. So looking back on what happened this week, earlier this week, it probably was very intense. Several different abrasive moments or moments where you might have wanted to explode on someone, or you might have wanted to do something incredibly impulsive to change directions in your life. And that is totally okay. It's totally normal. And there is a time and place to do that. But a better time and place to do that is when we have a bit more grounding, a bit more earth in this mix, which tomorrow, if you're listening on the 18th of April, tomorrow, the 19th, the sun moves into Taurus, which Taurus to me is like the ultimate earth sign. It is very grounding. It can be almost too grounding sometimes. So these two together are just a wonderful mix of acting, but with intention. You definitely have that to look forward to. And then the other thing I want to go over is exactly what area of your birth chart specifically is going to be affected by this Aries stellium, not only over the next coming days, but over the next few weeks and ultimately over the next few years, as we do have Neptune and Saturn that are going to be stationed in Aries for quite some time. So, Aries risings, this is your moment. This is your house of self and identity. This is a moment of asking, who are you becoming? This is genuinely a fresh start for you. And how you show up in the world, where can I take up more space, is the question that I would be asking right now. You could be going through some type of identity purge or feel like it's time to finally act and to do this thing. It could be something related to your looks. It could be something related to you as a person. So really focusing on your own self and identity right now, that is probably what's been nagging in the back of your mind. Taurus risings, the new moon is activating your most private inner space. Whatever has been living under the surface right now is asking for rest and for it to be released. This is more so an internal moment for you right now. I would think of it almost as trying to release what you've been carrying in the dark and the depths of your subconscious. Focusing on shadow work could be incredibly helpful for you. And really just resting more. Resting as we roll into your season. And I know, Taurus risings, you're so good at resting. And if you haven't been allowing yourself to rest and to kind of comb through some of those deeper things that have been living in the depths of you, now is the time that they could be surfacing, and you could be wanting to really get into that at the moment. Gemini risings, your community, your people, your vision, your future, all of that is being lit up right now. Really for you, this is asking like, what are you building that's bigger than just you? You might feel like you want to belong to something that matters. So really digging into that right now, or that could be really coming up for you right now. I need to belong to something that matters. Or also like finding your people, finding your community, a community to belong to that feels a bit more aligned with you. That could be something that's like nagging in the back of your mind. Having the courage to do that. Cancer rising, your career and your public life are being highlighted at this moment. Something in your work or your outer world is ready to be birthed. It's ready for you to begin. So, what do you want to be known for? Stepping forward into your purpose if you aren't already aligned with work that is a part of your purpose. Maybe that is something that is coming up for you. Leo risings, your house of beliefs, expansion, meaning. A whole new horizon is calling you to travel, to study a new philosophy, maybe a new story about what's possible. This is a moment that's asking you to expand beyond what you know, what you believe is even possible. So thinking really big right now. And Leos, you are so good at thinking big. Utilize that mindset, applying it to yourself, taking that trip, saying yes to that trip, to a new study opportunity. Maybe it's going back to school. That is probably in the back of your mind right now that is asking you, I need to act on this. Definitely act on it. Virgo risings, this is deep, transformative territory. Intimacy, shared resources, anything that is really taboo or sex or mental health, what needs to be released at a root level. Something is completing, so something truer can emerge. This could be a very transformational moment for you in terms of transformation between an intimate connection, transformation within yourself in regards to your mental health or any type of traumas. Therapy is probably going to be really helpful. So really just sitting with that, and that might be what's like nagging you at this moment, is like thinking about your mental health and caring for yourself and thinking about some of these other transformative areas. What needs to be done? What needs to be completed? What are you over with? What are you done with in terms of your mental health, and what's holding you back so that you can transform into the person that you are wanting to be? That can really be coming up for you right now. Libra rising, this is your relationships. This is your one-on-one connections. Those are going to be front and center at this moment. Where have you been giving more than you're receiving? What needs to be said? What conversation needs to be had? Really think about honoring what you need in your connections right now. Are you getting what you need in those connections? Do you have unmet needs that you haven't been able to discuss at this moment? Relationships are going to be really hot topic for you. They could be, if you are single, you could be thinking about what that means for a future partner, or just thinking more of being in a relationship in general. If you are partnered up, really asking yourself the tough question, do I have unmet needs? What are my needs? Are they being met? Do I need to have a conversation about it? So could be a time for deep conversation with your one-on-one partnerships. Scorpio Rising, this is your daily rhythms, this is your body, this is health, routines, the way you structure your days. So small, consistent action is your magic right now. Being very disciplined, being very consistent. And start with your body. Your body knows exactly what it needs. Listen to your body right now. It is going to be so important. What in your day-to-day routines and the way you structure your days needs refining. That could be coming up for you right now. Having the courage to start something. Maybe you are wanting to start a new workout routine or go to a new workout class, or you could also just be wanting to overhaul your day-to-day and how you structure your days. Maybe you are getting the freedom to structure your work days a bit differently, or just switching different days of the week that you do certain things. That could be really coming up for you at this moment. And then Sagittarius Rising, this is your creativity, your joy, your self-expression, pleasure. What have you been waiting for permission to create, to play, to share? This is it. This moment is asking you to create from the truth of who you are. If you've been playing it safe in your creative endeavors, now is not the time to do that. Now is the time to be true to what type of works do you want to create? What type of self-expression do you want to express? What brings you joy that you haven't been doing enough of? That's probably nagging you in the back of your mind. I need to act on this. I need to do more of this. Lean into that right now. Lean into your creative pursuits. Lean into little glimmers. Lean into anything that brings you joy. Am I saying this is a treat yourself kind of moment? Yeah, I kind of am. And anything that brings you're able to fully express yourself, lean into that. Capricorn Rising, my fellow Capricorn Rising, this is affecting our area of home, roots, and emotional safety. Something in our inner world is being reset right now. Roots grow underground first. They grow into the earth. And so thinking about our foundations, where we want to put roots, where we currently have roots that maybe we need to uproot. You could be thinking about moving. You could be thinking about wrapping up a certain chapter of your life. I know I am about to wrap up my chapter here in Denver as I live kind of a more non-traditional home lifestyle, as I'm going to be traveling a lot over the next few months. It could also be things that come up with your emotional foundations of feeling safe and secure. Do you feel safe and secure with your home life? This could be a really big topic over the coming months, the coming weeks. Trust the return to yourself, because when you go inward and you look at where you really, really want to be in the future, trust yourself that you know, are you in the right place? Are you in the right home? Do you need to move homes? Do you need to move to a new neighborhood, to a new apartment, a new house, a new condo, whatever? Do you need to move states? Do you need to move across the country? Do you need to move across the world? That can be something really in the back of your mind at this moment. So lean into that, really dig into what that can mean for you and sit with, is this a time of uprooting right now? Aquarius Risings, this is communication, ideas, your immediate world. Some new conversations you could be starting to think about, or a new way of expressing yourself. You could be thinking about starting a blog or a podcast or some type of new platform where you are able to communicate your ideas a bit more clearly. This moment is really just asking you to say the thing. Just say it. Utilize your voice. Your voice is worth hearing, and you need to get it out there. So you could be thinking about starting whatever that is in order to communicate. Whatever it is has to deal with communication. And then Pisces rising, this is your values, your self-worth, your resources. So right now it's asking you to begin again and how you value yourself, your time, your energy, what you will and will not tolerate. You are worthy of whatever it is you desire, but you have to implement the boundaries. Your self-worth is not tied to any materialistic thing. It's not tied to your body. It's not tied to your job. It's not tied to anything else. You are worthy simply because you exist. You are a human. You have a soul. Okay, and that is everyone. I hope that really resonated with you. And I wanted to actually go over how to integrate all of this intense, passionate, driven, impulsive energy in terms of mind, body, and spirit. So bringing that all together. So for our mind right now, the question I keep coming back to with this new moon is, what have you been waiting for permission to begin? It could likely be that area that I just mentioned for your rising sign. Maybe you feel like you need permission to go forth with that specific category. You don't. And if you do, this is your permission right now. You have the permission to do it. You don't need to complete it. It doesn't need to be perfect. It doesn't even need to be fully planned. You just need to start the damn thing and do it. Do it messy. Just show up and do it. And if you listening to this, some resistance is coming up, like all of these things are surfacing, such as, I can't do it because of this. I'm too old. I'm too young. I don't know anything about that. Whatever voice is in your head right now, I need you to sit with that. I need you to sit with all of those voices, because that is the wound that is talking to you. Remember, Chiron is sitting right next to this moon. That's the wound that is talking to you, that needs to be healed, and is going to be healed by you initiating and taking this action in order to do that. Because you are proving to yourself you can overcome this wound by doing this exact thing that you need to. And it's because of all this resistance that you need to do this, so that you rewrite the story of this wound and ultimately we heal this wound. You don't need to be fully healed. The wound doesn't need to be fully healed before you take action and you move forward. You just need to name it. You need to sit with it, notice it, and then choose to take the step anyway. And so the question I have for you, I invite you to sit with today, is what would I begin if this wound was healed? So imagining yourself, this wound is no longer a part of you. It's no longer a part of your identity. It's gone. It's healed. What does that version of yourself look like? Because that version of you is what all of this Aries energy is trying to birth out of you. And it cannot birth it if you don't just start. And then for our body, Aries is really activating for the head and the face. There could be a lot of jaw tension right now. Also the adrenals. It's very much a top of the body, fight or flight kind of energy. So what we want to do with movement at this moment is to help move it through the body. All of this pent up, almost like restless, anxious energy, it needs an outlet. It needs a channel to move through our body so it doesn't stay stuck. So best practices while we are feeling this intensity walking. So definitely slowing down our movement a little bit. I know some of us like the higher intensity exercise sometimes. Walking, yoga, stretching, and also shaking, just shaking it out of your body. I know anytime I am nervous for something, for example, if I'm like about to do a job interview, or I'm about to go on a first date, or I'm about to meet someone new for the first time, I will jump around and shake out my body as much as I can before I go into whatever the thing it is that I'm anxious about. And it just helps to release some of that pent up anxious energy, which your body, it's asking for somewhere to put it, for somewhere for it to go. And if you do love some more of the intense movement, this is definitely a good time to channel it. So boxing, boot camp style things. Just make sure you are also doing something that is slower and grounding to counter this, because as we've seen, there's a lot of fire right now, and adding to the fire with more intensity in the intensity of our bodies and moving our bodies in an intense way. It's like lighter fluid on a fire. It's only going to grow the intensity. So we need something to bring us back down and ground. I know some of us fire signs are just like go, 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 which is great normally, but right now it could be extra amplifying. So we need something to counter and to balance that out. Some food and herbs for this transit. It's a very activating time. So we want to be eating grounding and heavier nourishing foods, to be honest. So root veggies are your best friends right now. Sweet potatoes, beets, carrots, anything that literally grows in the ground is going to be grounding for you. And then lots of warm cooked meals right now. Over raw or cold foods, your nervous system is already activated by cold and raw foods, and they're also harder to digest as well. So it can actually amplify that fight or flight response. So giving your body something warm and nourishing to come back to. And then different spices and herbs. Cinnamon, like I said, turmeric, it's anti-inflammatory, it's very grounding. Ashwagandha, it's an adaptogen. It directly supports your adrenal function, which Aries can affect that as well. Chamomile is also very soothing and calming for the nervous system. It's great as a tea. Ginger is also warming and very helpful for the digestive system. If you throw a little bit of ginger, a piece of ginger in your water with some lemon, that can also help as well. And then honestly, magnesium, and then just getting really good sleep right now. Magnesium glycinate is a wonderful thing to take right before bed if you are having trouble sleeping with all of this intensity that is going on in the cosmos. Lots of muscle tension and jaw clenching. It can really help to release some of that if you're having any type of restless sleep. And then hydrate right now more than you need to. Fire energy, especially this much, is literally dehydrating. I have had so many headaches over this past week, and it is likely because I haven't drank enough water, but they have felt just a little extra painful this week. And so I'm attributing it to some of that, some of the Ariesness that is happening right now. And then for our spirits, we are literally working with fire today. Before this lunar window closes, a simple practice is just lighting a candle if you have one, and then taking a piece of paper and a pen and writing down what you are choosing to begin this cycle, this lunar cycle. It doesn't have to be a full plan or a fully laid out goal, but it is just your intention, what you hope to begin cultivating over the next 30 days, over the next couple of months, over the next couple of years. You can speak it out loud. You can speak it into the fire directly, and then folding up your paper towards you to call in all of that, and using the candle wax from which you spoke your intention to seal your paper with. And then putting that paper somewhere where you will see it. You can touch it every day. You can sleep with it under your pillow. You can put it in the sun visor of your car, just somewhere where it'll be in your space and your energy every day. And then just let that be a reminder of what the intention that you set, and for you to check in with yourself every time that you see it. Oh, am I working on this intention that I have set? All right, I know this was quite a bit that we went over. I know I don't always go over every single rising sign, so if you stuck with me through all of that, thank you so much. Before I let you go, though, I would like to take just one moment with you to have you notice whatever your breath is doing, and you don't need to be fully present for this if you are doing other things. Noticing your breath, and just noticing the pace of your breath, and if your breath is really fast, slowing it down a bit, seeing if you can slow down the inhales and the exhales. And then just noticing your jaw and your shoulders, and seeing if you can release them a little bit and let them drop a little bit. And then just feeling your feet on whatever surface they are in contact with. Maybe that is the floor, they're on the gas pedal or the brake. Maybe it is a subway floor. And just notice your body in this moment. And taking one slow inhale through the nose. And one long exhale through your mouth. And with that, our ritual is complete. It is sealed. Thank you so much for showing up today to listen to this ritual and to listen to how this Aries energy is playing out. Hopefully you have gotten some helpful things to get you through it. In the next one, I will be doing a guided meditation, likely to welcome a Taurus season. And if I have not said it already, I know it's a little late, but happy birthday to my Aries and happy birthday to my Tauruses. If you have not already connected with me on my other socials, I am also on Instagram at The Holistic Ritual and Substack, theholisticritual.substack.com. This is where I do paid ritual offerings. It is a space where we come together and we do these rituals together, as the podcast episodes are really just me doing the ritual for you. So they are a bit more interactive. And then also YouTube, if you are not already watching or listening on YouTube. I will likely be doing one more ritual episode before taking some time, a short hiatus over the month of May, as I will be moving out of state and just needing the time to pack, as I did not take any time off from my 9 to 5. So my weekends and evenings will be fully stacked, me packing and decluttering and getting rid of things. But in June, I will be settled. So before I go on my travels over the summer, We will be back in June to continue our 4-week sprints of episodes. During this time, though, I will still be writing on Substack. It's a lot quicker, I think, for me to just get out my thoughts and slam on a keyboard than it is for me to put on makeup and get the lighting right and get my ring light out and the full setup here. It takes a bit more time, and then also to edit that as well. I love doing these episodes for you, but it is a production. It does take some time to get them turned around. So that is why I am plugging the other areas to find me, because I will be writing on Substack. I will be posting different reels and carousels on Instagram. So if you are not already following me on there, I would love it if we were connected on there as well. Take care of yourselves, nourish yourselves. This has been probably a very draining type of week. And the last thing that I will say to leave you with is this fire, as abundant as it is yours to direct. Let this Aries stellium energy, let yourself direct and choose what to do with it, not the other way around. Thank you so much for joining me today. Until the next one, I'm your host, Camilla Celeste, signing off.